comic book fans, welcome to another exciting edition of Cammy's Comic Corner. I'm your host as always, Cammy. Now, this week I am so incredibly pumped. The book that I've been looking forward to the most came out this week, and as I hoped, it left me breathless. So let's get on to the pick of the week. From Dark Horse Entertainment, we have The Umbrella Academy, Dallas #1, written by Gerard and art by Gabriel. Now, if you've been a fan of Cammy's Comic Corner from the way back early olden days, don't even look at those episodes. They're really embarrassing. I discovered a book called The Umbrella Academy Apocalypse Suite. Never hearing of this book before, but only recognizing the name of Gerard as that guy from My Chemical Romance, I casually but cautiously flipped through the pages. After the end of issue 1, I was hooked. I knew I was onto something big and that this was going to be the indie darling of 2007. Well, fear not. Now that I'm grown a little bit more over the years and my audience has grown a little bit more, I can gush, finally, over how brilliant this series is. We find the children 1 through 5 back in the 70s during the time of JFK fighting another monument. In the first one, the Apocalypse Suite, they were fighting the Eiffel Tower. Now in this one, they're fighting Abe Lincoln from Lincoln Memorial. And rumor defeats somebody saying, "I heard a rumor that you were assassinated." And sure enough, a monument of John Wilkes Booth appears out of nowhere, says "Sic Semper Tyrannis," which he did in real life, and shoots Monument Lincoln in the back of the head, and then runs off and the police are after him. It starts off on a killer note, and it's becoming a running joke of having the children fight monuments. Later on, JFK needs Professor Hargreaves' help. We don't know why yet. Hopefully in the next few issues we'll find out why. Maybe it has something to do with his eventual assassination. Well, we'll soon find out. Then we jump forward to present day, where they're living in the underground bunker that used to be where their home was, the school, before it was destroyed by the Eiffel Tower, falling from space. Number 1 is just casually watching TV, eating cookies. The seance is getting his hair and nails done. And the rumor is wondering if Vanya, aka the White Violin, the villain of the last arc, is okay. Does she remember what she did? She doesn't, because she was shot in the head by number 5. So she carts her over to the TV screen just to remind her that only a mere week ago, she not only cut the rumor's vocal cords, but did all that destruction and chaos and damage. She doesn't want her to be happy, forgetting about what she did in her previous life. She wants her to realize she's a horrible human being. Just then we cut to number 5 at the racetracks, where he's lost a lot of money. And by the way, in this one panel right there, you see, looked really familiar to me, because I was like, I swear I've seen that before. Sure enough, it's the cover of 5, which Gabriel really helped supply art for, with Becky Cloonan and his brother Fabio Moon. So just nice little cameo. I thought it looked a little familiar. And as number 5 walks to the parking lot, he is ambushed by a whole army of temps. We saw a couple in the first arc, and then he just brutally slaughtered those guys. Sure enough, he does the exact same thing here. Just blood everywhere, has an AK-47 pop out of his car, and then he is really on fire. Fighting, flying around, killing, bloody murder happening all around him. It's worse than a stampede at Black Friday. And finally, at the end, one of the temps gets word out to Cha-Cha and Hazel to come and finish off number 5 and the Umbrella Academy as a whole. Who is Cha-Cha and Hazel? We don't know yet, but number 5 is scared to death of them. This issue was so great that I went out and bought the Jim Lee variant cover as well. And I never buy variant covers. But I'm just so head over heels in love with this series that I want to own every little piece of it before it's too late. So again, if you want a great killer new series, I highly recommend The Umbrella Academy. The art, the writing, don't let Gerard throw you off. This is a spectacular book, and you really should be a part of this treasure. Now onto the Fast 5.
Blood, gallons of the stuff.
First up from Vertigo, we have Northlanders number 12. Now this is continuing the Brian Wood / Ryan Kelly arc, and let me just say, the art on this series, on this book so far, is gorgeous. Ryan Kelly, you just want to gobble every page up. In this arc, we continue to find Magnus killing a couple of bandits on his way across Northern Ireland with Ragnar on his heels, trying to catch him and his daughter. You got lots of blood, got lots of violence. You got a good issue. Good, solid issue. So if you like the Vikings, I highly recommend you check out Northlanders, number 12. Next up, from Marvel Entertainment, we have Guardians of the Galaxy number 7. Now, I've been a really big fan recently of Nova, Guardians of the Galaxy, and anything having to do with Marvel in space. Sometimes the stuff on Earth confuses me. In space, it's just good, clean fun, especially with the creative team. Last issue, we found out that the Guardians of the Galaxy split up because it turns out they all didn't really join on their own willingly. They had a little suggestion implanted in their mind by one of their fellow members. And Rocket Raccoon's trying to make lemonade with the lemons life has given him. And him, Mantis, and her pet Root, and even Vance Astro, their new friend, are trying to just remain Guardians of the Galaxy because someone needs to protect this galaxy. Even if it's against robotic undead. Someone has to do this dirty job. So I found this issue fun. It's a nice, exciting team dynamic in space. Got tons of sci-fi action and adventure. And if you're looking for something new, check out Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm really liking it. Next up, from Viper Comics, we have Attack of the Killer Tomatoes number 1. That's right, I'm not making this up. It's in comic book form. And just as the title suggests, that's what you get in this book. Tomatoes attacking people. And not only that, but you get tons of great humor. I was giggling myself silly reading this book because every single page at least had one joke. It was just off the wall kind of humor that I like. So if you like that kind of bloody vegetable gore, I would recommend this series. It's quite interesting, and it's only a 3-issue miniseries. Next up from Marvel, we have Nova, number 19. Now, in the past issue, we found out that World Mind, thanks to Pegasus, is up and running again, only it's not in Richard Rider's head anymore. He's its own being. And apparently all those years when Richard Rider was sleeping, World Mind was working on creating a new Nova Corps. And that's who we see in this issue. It's just like the Green Lantern Corps, where we're introduced to new individuals, all alien. One of them's related to Fin Fang Foom. Just, throwing it out there. A cousin of Fin Fang Foom. And they're stopping crime in split seconds. And it turns out Richard Rider's pretty happy with this new team until he gets back to Pegasus headquarters and discovers that's all there is just more and more Nova Corps. World Mind is going crazy, giving out membership cards left and right, including one to his brother, who's always been in the shadow of his success, but now he feels like he's part of the team. And this can go two ways. Either his brother's gonna die, or his brother's gonna die. So tune in the few issues to see if his brother does in fact die. And finally this week, from IDW Comics, we have Welcome to Hoxford number 4. This has been one of my favorite new miniseries this year. It's been created by Ben Templesmith, and I've been loving every issue. Go back previous episodes, you'll see that issues 1 through 4 have been on my Fast 5 list consistently. In this issue, we have the alpha male creature against the older alpha male creature, battling it out for alpha male status in the prison while they're killing and eating and devouring prisoners left and right. At the end, the alpha male from the olden days, who helped make the pack what it is today, wins. And Ray Delgado, our favorite crazy inmate, decides he wants to be alpha male of this pack. He feels this has been his calling throughout his entire life, is to get this alpha male status, because he's a monster, just like them. Alpha male does it anyway. He says, okay, everyone lay off. This is my hunt. This is my kill. I'll make him my next meal shortly. Doesn't happen at all. Ray Delgado devours him. He kills him and takes over the pact. And that's how the issue ends, is Ray Delgado is finally with his people. Extremely awesome art. Ben Templesmith. Story. He's quite the storyteller. If you don't believe me, read this series or Wormwood, Gentleman Corpse. It's just spectacular. And if you're looking for something as a nice creepy Christmas gift, I suggest picking up the trade or just these 4 issues. Great, awesome stuff. Well, that does it for Cammy's Comic Corner this week. I hope you all had a great week for comics. If you want more Cammy Comic Corner goodness, go to www.cammyscomic.com. From there you can subscribe to us on RSS feed or on iTunes. Also, go chat on the forums. You can find the forum button listed there, right there. What'd you like about the show? What you didn't like? What was your top pick of the week or Fast 5? Yada, yada, yada. Also, if you've been liking my Green Lantern attire, you can get these threads by yourself, for yourself, or for others, loved ones for Christmas perhaps. Just go to www.deadlinegraphics.net. From there you can contact Kelly and ask for any one of these marvelous t-shirts that you see right here. And just to let you know, up until the end of the year, all orders are 10% off. So that's a deal you just can't pass up, people. So go to www.deadlinegraphics.net and give Kelly an email if you want any of these bitchin' comic book t-shirts. And also, just a heads up to people, right before Punisher Warzone comes out in the theaters, I will be releasing a Punisher-filled episode because it's, believe it or not, people have been asking for one. And, just to get in the spirit of this upcoming movie, I'm just going to talk about everything Punisher. Mainly Ennis stuff, but still, Punisher nonetheless. The titles you should be reading before you go see this movie. I've been your host, Cammy. I hope you've enjoyed watching Cammy's Comic Corner. Sayonara, suckers!